Welcome back to the Adventures of Me, and today we'll be continuing our Dust and Elysian Tale Let's Play. This is part 4. You can check out the previous episodes in the playlist in which I've created for you. Starting right off, there are some of the exploding monsters from the previous episode that we encountered, which I was saying that I do not have the patience to work out. I keep walking up to them and losing all of my life straight off the bat, which I clearly need to get some practice on, just as much as I need to get practice on the counter-attacking, which stuns the enemy, because I keep walking into the enemy without meaning to do it, or I just keep hitting the enemy and I will be hit and lose a chunk of my HP with really no point to it, because I'm just too impatient to work out the exact timing in which I need to actually attack back and forth with certain monsters. Today we'll be continuing some of our quests, exploring the areas, making sure we collect some more of the items along the way, trying our best to collect 100%. And as I was saying in a previous episode, there are these pillars here which I can now open because I received the stone that lets you open them. In the last episode I did try walking through them and found that I had no idea what I was doing, and of course I did not read the description saying you needed an item to be able to get through, but now we know that we can, which is all good. And there's this teleporting orb in here, just takes us back and forth between two places, which is of course the bottom of the mountain and the top of the mountain near where Blacksmith was. So we'll head back in and we'll head out of this area on the map and into a new area in which we can go and explore. That's just me. A note proving that I can open that pillar to myself because I didn't think of it before. And at the moment we're just going to flick through and have a look at all the different areas of the, suppose, world map. And just checking out the percentages of each. As you can see, Archer's Patch in that first area, we have a few... quite a high percentage of the completion of the map area and some of the treasures as well. Today we'll be continuing into Abatus Forest, which is a new area. We have not visited this before. So, to start right off, we will go to the save zone here. We will save because we like saving. As we know, everyone should be saving games because it can quite easily cause us havoc if you forget to save a game and you just happen to come across an enemy that defeats you. Or you come across technical difficulties, which I don't usually have when it comes to playing the games, more so when it comes to recording post audio or audio along with the games, I have issues. Okay, so back into the story. We'll just be heading along, exploring a few different areas, collecting the items along the way, getting experience, and trying to complete some of the quests in which we have, which I will admit, I don't really pay much attention to the side quests. I just kind of spoke to all the characters, just to see what they were saying, and I suppose just in case they gave us anything, I'm not too sure. I'm not kind of the character that pays attention to a lot of the side characters. In this one, I did try to pay a little bit more attention to each of the characters when there was a conversation going on than I do in most games. But at that, I didn't pick up every single little thing that we needed to do. I know so some of the quests we need to collect a few items that you get from defeating the monsters. So that'll just happen as we go along the way. We'll just collect the items, and every time we go back to the village, we might just talk to a few of the characters. Hoping that we've collected the items so we can actually complete some of those side quests to get the experience for them, which is always handy. Okay, so at the moment, we will just be going through and defeating these monsters, trying to get the combo high so we can level up as we are close to getting to level 7. And I was having a bit of trouble with some of the flying ones, forgetting which button is which when it comes to attacking and defending. Because I keep accidentally pressing the K button doing the dust storm when I'm not meaning to, which is a bit of a nuisance. I was thinking of getting a controller and setting up a controller for this game because you do have the option to do so. I was just thinking that might be a little bit easier than the layout that I have on the keyboard because, as I was saying, it was a bit cramped on the keyboard when I was playing it, and I feel playing this game with a controller would just give you a really nice, smooth gameplay experience. having that joystick to control your character and kind of having the buttons laid out a little bit differently on the controller, just, you know, have to jump in a different space and attack in a different space. Gives you a bit more space between your, I suppose, thumbs and fingers when you're playing. It allows you to just, I suppose, be more aware of the buttons in which you're pressing. As you can see, we're leveled up here, so we are going to add a gem to Fidget's attack there, just boosting Fidget up as we go along. And we will unlock this chest, if we can. Takes 2 keys to open this one. So far we are not getting anywhere near the required keys to get that 4-key chest in which we saw earlier, because I keep opening the chests along the way so we don't forget about them later. So hopefully in the future episodes, when I do discover that we have 4 keys, we will go and find out what is in that 4-key chest, where it looks like there was a human or a monster or something inside it. So we'll be continuing up these slopes here, going across towards the next area on the map. Actually, there's a shopkeeper here, so we'll go here first, actually. And so here we'll just be going through, having a look at all the different items that there are, that we do and don't have, seeing if it's worth buying something. Buying a few of the items that we don't actually have stock of, just so it unlocks them in our, I suppose, inventory and collection for later on down the track. I'm not sure if you need to be able to buy every item in the game or something, have one of every item to be able to get all the achievements. So there's that bit, talking to the shopkeeper, and we'll continue on this way now. Coming across a monster here and there. Getting critical hits. Nothing better than getting a critical hit. Now I noticed while I was playing the video back at this spot, for some reason the video has gone off center. I'm not sure if I moved the window of the game while I was recording and it just changed the orientation. But I've got this black strip down the side that I just could not work out why it was there. Anyway, doesn't matter. It's not too much of a fuss. Doesn't bother anyone. Oh, and big explosion on the goblin there. Yeah, because we've got the floating bombs that we can carry along with us there, which is always cool. 199 bonus, awesome. Getting the key, as always, they are handy. We like getting our keys because we want to get all of those treasure chests. And yes, we'll just be exploring along the way to see. Thought we could blow up that little bit of rock there, but clearly I was not paying attention, and it is part of the landscape there, not an actual item you can, or passageway blockage which you can explode. Did that in a previous episode where I was not paying attention to the area, trying to blow things up and get through certain areas, so it's like, it's just part of the landscape, the background. It's not gonna happen, but I thought I could try. We're gonna save here. Heading off down the track, try to work out what's going on in the story, because I believe this is where we had to go in the story. Coming along one of the giants, which is one of those creatures that I do not counterattack very well, except this time where I actually stopped to pay attention to what I was doing. Doesn't happen often. I'm getting the hang of it. It's taking me a bit to work out. I need to be patient and time those perfectly if I want to get those hits off. And of course collecting more of the items along the way so that we have some more, I don't know, consumable items in which we can craft different weapons or armor with.
What's the matter? Afraid of the dark?
Ha! I laugh at the dark. Actually, I'm afraid of heights.
Wait, heights? How is that possible? You fly all the time, everywhere.
Oh, do I? I must have forgotten. Just like you must have forgotten that I can still fall at any time.
Never looked at it that way. You're an interesting one, Fidget.
random insert of character development there. It was a little bit funny actually, to be honest. Some black slime which we are fighting. Love the water in the background there, it actually looks really, really nice. This is kind of the lake, I suppose. Really smooth, but of course the recording frame rates make it more difficult to see how beautiful it is in the background when there is a lot going on. With the little reeds there and the lily pads in the water. Oh, again, I just love the artwork of this game. It is amazing, and it does kind of remind me of Disney movies. Nothing wrong with that, I love my Disney movies, so can't complain. Continuing on to the right of the map here, and this part of the game is really interesting, having those little slime creatures that are under the map, so you can't attack them. Well, you can using fidget's attack, but it does hardly any damage. They just shoot their long attacks up to the top. Trying to defeat them, but it was doing absolutely nothing, so I gave up in the end. But what we will do is we'll go down to this shopkeeper here and buy the items that we find necessary, or sell anything that we find necessary to sell. So I remember that the shopkeeper was saying if he hasn't actually got an item in stock, if we sell it to him, he can then stock it the next time they restock the item in the shop.
Thank you.
Which we will take advantage of as we go through the game, mainly because that way we'll be able to buy different items for quests if we keep collecting all the money that we need to, which will be handy. So this is where I remembered about the selling option to the game. I thought I've got a fair few items that I don't actually need that we can sell off, so we might as well do it. Here are the ticks on the materials in which you can use for crafting, which will sell off a lot of them, just so he stocks them in the future. I think the materials are what you use for certain quests. So if it was like, you know, collect a, I think it was 8 goblin hide or something like that for one of the guys on the way. So that's one of the things, like collect the different materials for that in the questing, or use them for crafting certain items with the blacksmith, as well as some money, of course. But you will now be able to stock those at the shop, all those ones that we sold.
I'll attempt to restock them as time goes on. I also share my stock with other merchants. With our help, you will save valuable time collecting rarer materials.
Thank you.
Watch your back, my friend.
And with a really creepy goodbye, we will move on. So I've got a quest complete for that. I don't actually know what that quest was, but we can explore that later on if I remember. We'll go through some of the quests in one of the episodes, and we'll kind of just debrief what we have done through the game. But as I said, I probably recorded up to 6 episodes of this Let's Play so far, and doing the post-commentary on them. So, play through a bit more tonight. When I get a chance. That way I'll be able to break it up and have a look at some of the different things. So I will remember to go through the quest objectives and see what we have completed and what we haven't. And we'll just span through and we'll just have a quick discussion on those. And we can then continue on standard gameplay just for a little bit. Might be a bit of a short episode. I was actually meaning to get out and do some of this recording a lot earlier than I am. It's about 8:30 at night where I am, and I was hoping to start at around 7. And I lying down on my bed with a headache, I fell asleep. Woke up about an hour and 10 minutes later. So, put off my schedule a bit. I was hoping to do 2 audio commentaries as well as playing through an episode recording tonight. As a bare minimum, I wanted to get maybe 4 or 5 episodes done along the way. That way I could post-record it bulk for the weekend. Because I've got to fit it around my shifts at work. So I thought, yeah, you know, bulk record it, that'll help. But we'll see how we go. I'll try and at least get one episode recorded, because if I don't get through with that one, I can at least record it later on. I'm just going to save up again here. So kind of what I'm thinking at the moment, this is going to be the main video on the channel. Try and get through this as much as we can. Pokemon Mystery Dungeon will kind of be a secondary project. We'll play that one every now and again. I did purchase a new mic because the other one was actually just really dodgy. Or at least the mic I was using for that gameplay, because when I'm doing my recording the video or gameplay and doing the audio at the same time, for some reason the mic that I was using does not handle it well. So we're going to be using a new mic from now on. That is in the post. I got notification that it will be here next week, but as it is a Friday, we have to wait until Monday for the post to arrive. So hopefully by then we'll be able to do some more recordings of that without any troubles. So for the meantime, I'll just be uploading Dust, and then when I get that new mic, I'll record an episode of Pokemon Mystery Dungeon. I'm thinking I'll try and get an episode of Dust up daily until we finish that, and we'll do an episode of Pokemon Mystery Dungeon maybe twice a week. Because that should hopefully give us a bit of diversity in our videos. So now if I'm just uploading the one Let's Play, it might get a little bit boring, so at the moment we'll do Dust daily as much as we can. Won't be able to do it every day, but I'll try and get a lot of recording done in advance at the moment, so I at least don't miss out on a day. And then we'll continue with the Pokemon Mystery Dungeon once we get that new microphone in. So the game capture box that I was talking about, which I had to get, is actually also on its way, so hopefully I'll be able to get something done on the PS3. Not sure what game I want to do for a Let's Play on that. I was thinking maybe something like Assassin's Creed 1, because I haven't played through Assassin's Creed 1 in a while, actually a few years. Thought we could just do that, see how we go with it. If not, another thing I was thinking we could do for the channel is we'll find some games. We'll just get a couple of games sorted, work out what we're going to play, even if they're shorter games, and I'll play it like a single life challenge. I'll explain what my theory is for that after this gun dialogue here. So I was thinking single life challenge. I will play through a game, and I'll do live commentary of the game as we're playing along, and I only have one life, and I have to see how far I can get on one life. Once I die, we'll finish the game playthrough. We'll finish the Let's Play, we'll put it to the side, and then we'll start a new game. And that might be something we can do for this. I don't know, from like my experience, I like watching lots of Pokemon Nuzlocke challenges, where you have you can only catch one Pokemon on each route, and it's the first Pokemon you encounter, and if it faints, it's considered as dead, and you must either release it or put it in a box labeled dead. So I was thinking, kind of implementing something like that in the games that I play. Mixing it up just a little bit, just to make it more interesting with the playthroughs. Yeah, so if you've got any suggestions on that, let me know. I might get some of those started once I get the game recording box in for PlayStation 3. Just waiting for that to come in the mail as well. And then that'll be fine and dandy.
Something wrong?
She's been silenced, Dust. While in this state, she would be unable to cast her projectiles. Fortunately, the effect is only temporary and will fade over time.
You mean Fidget can't talk now? At all? That's terrible. Really awful. Not sure how I'll get by.
A little bit of comedy in there for you again. We actually died right there. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to load back up to that autosave. And we'll pretty much be calling it an episode here, end of the episode. It will be continuing in the next episode along this bridge, along with the quests that we have. Because I just really was not in the mood after I died to continue playing through. Hope you enjoyed. Please leave a like and subscribe, and leave any comments, suggestions, comments down below. I am looking forward to hearing from people to see what you want. Anyway, I hope everyone has a good day. Cheers.